What's up guys, today in this video we're going to explore two new pieces of EDC gear. These are two flashlights from NiteCore that are really going to change up the game. By the end of this video, I'll give you reasons for each flashlight, why to have this piece of gear in your pocket for anything that could come. Go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel. That's how you tell the YouTube algorithm that, hey, you want to see more stuff like this. I appreciate you tuning in. It means the most. Without further ado, let's do further. So the first piece of gear we're going to talk about is this. This is the TUP2 from NiteCore. This is an amazing little tiny pocket-sized flashlight. It's a nice size vertically here. It is a little bit thicker, but this thing fits in my pocket really well. The pocket clip, one of the things that for a lot of people, this might be too big for just to put in your pocket. Might work better on like a belt clip or something. I like this for my pocket though, because it allows me to slide it in the side, use the pocket clip for the flashlight right here, and it keeps my keys in this orientation, which is much better for me because I hate whenever everything's jumbled up in my pocket like this. I hate for having a thick fat pocket, so having that on the clip there works really well. So this little thing has a LED display on it, or LCD display on it, that tells you power level, tells you the current brightness of the current output. But it has several different modes on it, including the 1 lumen mode, 15 lumens, 80 lumens, 300 lumens, or a staggering 1200 lumens. This thing is super bright little piece of technology in your pocket. It is USB-C rechargeable, which is really good. And again, it allows you to see how long the charge is and everything on there. And one of the most useful features I found is that I can lock the buttons here in my pocket so I don't accidentally hit something. So I just tap the button screen off with the power button, then I double tap and hold, and then it locks these keys so I can't do anything. Now I still can use turbo mode if I push and hold that button right there, but it's going to lock out so I can't hit the button to turn the other keys on there. So I have to have constant pressure in order for it to actually turn that turbo mode on. Battery life has been really good. I've been playing with this on and off for several days now, and I think I only got it down from 100% to about 77%, and that's even including going outside and shining this thing all over the place to test how bright it is in this dark environment. This is really great for guys that are working in an urban environment and want to stay, you know, nice and concealed. So I can use it all the way down at the single lumen mode and have a nice decent little bit amount of light, or even the 15 lumen mode here, and so it's not too bright and not too intense. So if I just need to look at something real quick, this is a very discreet, good flashlight for that. It does get a little bit warm whenever I use turbo mode for a long period of time, but it will only allow me to do turbo mode for about 1 minute and 45 seconds before it times out and turns it off. So it's got battery management and I guess technically heat management built into that button there. So another thing that this has the ability to do is to change the color balance. So right now it's set to neutral. So if I just push while the flashlight's on both of these buttons together, and it changes it to a warm. So now it's got a much warmer color temperature here. And if I do that again, now it changes it to cool. So depending on your environment, you can change the color temperature of the light that's coming out. There we go. So it goes between warm and cool and neutral for the color temperature. So shine it on something white here. These are my white headphones. So this is the neutral. This is the warm. You can see the color temperature a little more warm. And then there's the cool. So much more blue, much more orange, or again, neutral. All right, the next one we are going to talk about is the NiteCore EX7. Now this one right here is a great flashlight. This has a max output of 6,000 lumens, a max intensity of 63,470 CD. I don't even know what that measurement is. Max distance of 500 meters, so you can either use it as a flood or as a single kind of a spot on it. It's got an impact resistance of 2 meters and it's waterproof up to 2 meters. Similar in features, this has a pocket clip on it, but I really love this pocket clip on here because it is a reversible pocket clip. So I can use it with it facing down in my pocket like this, and it's going to clip on the outside like that, okay? Or I can flip it upside down and I can use the pocket clip that way. I think any good EDC flashlight's gonna have this type of pocket clip because you never know which way you're gonna wanna put it in your pocket or on a belt or on something else. Inside, you know, you wanna be able to flip this thing any way that's gonna be the most useful to you. It does have an optional little lanyard support here, so if you don't wanna drop it while you're out and about or you wanna hang it onto something, you can do that. Make sure it's got the retention there so you don't lose it. This also has USB-C charging on it and several different modes. This does have a little indicator on the side, so it shows me my power level and my charge level. I tap it once, it's got the low power mode. I'll put the power modes on this one here for how much output they have. But I got 1, 2, 3, 4 modes here. 4 initial modes, so there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can see this thing is intense. Even in the daytime here, I can see that. And if I really want to go crazy, it's got what we call lumen shield, and basically this is going to be the high output. So I double tap it, and again, this is an insanely bright flashlight. Even in the daytime here, I can see this shining on trees. That is 6,000 lumens that this little thing is putting out. Now it does get hot here, and I think there is a time limit on the lumen shield at 6,000 lumens. It's only going to output that for a few minutes. Or a couple minutes. It does have a little symbol on here that says hot, because at that 6,000 lumen output, it does get hot. So what they've done here with this is they've done a really unique way of being able to switch between a floodlight and a spotlight. And that is because it's got 2 sets of different LEDs here. So if I push and hold, I don't know if you can see that on the camera here, but it's going to change which LEDs are being used, and where those LEDs are inside the reflector is going to change how it reflects that light, whether it's like a spotlight or a floodlight, or you can actually do both as well. So you can do a mix of a spotlight and a floodlight together just by holding that button down. This one does have a replaceable battery, so if you want to buy a backup battery for it, I like that it's got a little magnet inside the back cap here, so I can actually magnetize it and get that battery out real easy. It pulls it out as I pull the battery out. So this comes with a 5,500 milliamp hour battery, so it is a nice high drain, good rechargeable battery. Again, I can charge it through USB-C if I need to. Unfortunately, the TUP2 does not have a replaceable battery. For some guys, that's a big deal. It doesn't matter as much for me because I charge this thing with my watch and my phones. I got a work phone and a regular phone. I charge it with those all the time at night, so that's not a big deal to me. But if you want a replaceable battery, this right here, the EX7, is going to be a much better choice for you. So now that we've gotten through all that, let's go ahead and test these things out in the night and really put them, whoa, got dive bombed by a bug there. Anyways, let's go ahead and put these things to test at night and see how good they work. So here we go. So we're going to try out the EX7 first. You can see there's just a tiny bit of light up there in the top and the sky. It's just from the city lights, but here we go. So first we are going to do the EX7 here, and this is the first power mode. Okay, so I can see really well with this already, but we're going to kick it up one notch so you can see. Okay, there's our lights. Now we're going to push it again. Okay, there's the next power mode up. There we go. You can see a nice focus there. I basically have set the camera to where it looks like what my eye is seeing here. Okay, this is the third power mode, nice and bright. This whole area is lit up really well, so this is an intensely bright light. Okay, there's the fourth power mode. That is really bright. You can see it's almost washing out in the camera. So super bright, lighting up all these woods here. Right now I've got it on the spotlight setting. If I push and hold the button, now it's on the flood setting, so you can see it. Or see how it's mixed. Yeah, there we go. So now it's on the flood setting. Push and hold it again, spotlight again, push and hold it one more time. This is the hybrid, so it's got the spotlight and the flood. And then lastly, this is just the flood mode here. Okay, so now we're going to do it. That's the highest setting on here. Okay, so again, here's my LEDs. I love the little indicators there. Now if I double tap, this is the lumen shield mode, and this is super bright. This is 6,000 lumens, and so I'm pointing this up in the trees right now. You can see it lights up the whole area here, and just so you see, this is coming from just this flashlight right here. So this is insanely bright, and that looks freaking awesome. So super bright, super intense. This thing is, wow. For the price, this is a really good deal, really good flashlight. You can see the bugs are starting to get attracted. Oh, look right there. There's a rabbit right there. Hey, buddy. What you doing? Come on, focus. There goes the little rabbit. See you, buddy. It's like, what in the hell's going on over here? Okay, zooming back out. So again, this is an incredible flashlight here. Here's our TUP2. This is 1 lumen, not very bright. But you can see the LED screen here, LCD screen, sorry. And so now we're gonna again turn this on. So this is 15 lumens, 80 lumens, okay, 300 lumens, and this tiny little flashlight that's hanging off my keys right here. Finally, we're gonna do the last little mode here, and this is 1200 lumens. And that's pretty dang impressive for this little tiny light here. That's really impressive. That's a bright light. So you can see, like I say, this thing is impressive. Again, it's getting a little warm. I can feel it warm on the tip here, but it's not really hot like the other one got. Again, the other one is shooting at 6,000 lumens, so it's gonna get hot. The only downside to this, turbo mode here is that I have to, in order for it to do its thing right, I have to keep holding it, which is, I mean, not a huge deal here. If I let it go, it's going to go back down to 300 lumens. But yeah, super good deal, super bright light. I'm really loving it, man. This is a great little flashlight, great piece of EDC. All right, guys, so we have the 2 flashlights here. These are just sitting on my table. You can see my hand here. We're looking at the EX7. This has been sitting on my desk in the air conditioning, so it's literally about the temperature of my house. The TUP2 has been sitting in my pocket, so it's slightly warmer. Not by a general amount, so it's 82.6, 82.5 or so. And this one is 72, 73, 74, depending on where I point it there. So 74.5, 74.7. We'll just say 75 degrees, and this one is 82 because it's been in my pocket. So this is the initial test here. Now we're going to do the same thing again in just a minute, but we're going to go test them live after they've been used here. This is just the baseline. Okay, so we got these flashlights out here. So here is the after the test. This is the EX7, 94 degrees. You can see where it was laying on the table too, how it's got that little impression there. And again, here's the TUP2. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to set both of these on, and I'm going to turn them to their brightest standard mode here. Okay, if I can find the button on this one. Okay, set them on the table here. That little splash right there is the light reflecting off the dirty table here. So we're going to see how hot these things get. This thing's creeping up on 100 degrees here. This is at its brightest normal setting. Okay, I'm going to peek over here at the TUP2. Staying cool, 84 degrees, 85 degrees or so. Okay. Oh, this is getting up there, 103. Okay, so the TUP2 is really managing its heat very well. It's not nearly as much power, not nearly as much battery, not nearly as much light, right? But here we've got the EX7, almost 110 degrees, and like ambient temperature is about 72. So this thing is really cooking, almost 110 degrees. I kind of want to see, now that we're kind of seeing how hot these can get on an average use. I can definitely feel it's warm. I want to hit this thing on turbo mode and see what we can get to. Okay, so let's turn it off for a minute. 117 to 118 degrees. Now that's not enough to like burn my hand, but you can see it's definitely warm. I'm going to cool this down just a little bit, and we're going to record again, but we're going to put it in turbo mode and see how hot it can get and how high it can heat up. All right, so something interesting you're seeing is that because of the body here, this thing is actually, you can see literally almost see the letters on there from heat dissipation. But basically what's happening is the metal body of this is starting to cool it down. not rapidly, but it's definitely cooling it down here. So this part down here is warming up as this part's cooling down. So it's almost got like the body of the flashlight acts as a heat sink. All right, so here we go. We're going to turn it on lumen shield mode at 6,000 lumens and see how hot it gets here. 100 and almost 120 degrees. I'm going to tell you whenever it, oh wow, so it's going 123, 24. I'll tell you whenever it shuts off or goes down the power mode to save power and heat. So it seems, okay, there we go, just kicked off. Now it's going back down a little bit here. So that was basically, now it's back down to just the high power mode, the level 4. Basically, yeah, that is cooking. It was cooking, man. That's super hot. I would not want to hold that by the end of the flashlight. But you can see it's now, even at the back of the flashlight here, for reference, it is 112 degrees. Versus the front of it here, almost 140 degrees. Now, here's always an interesting test. I'm gonna put my hand here. You can see right there where it was touching my hand, my hand is showing up white, so my hand itself is 102 degrees right now. Now it's been still running at full blast here for a little bit. Cooled down, it's going down slowly. If I turn it off, the flashlight is off now. You see, it's still got a lot of residual heat in there. It's still 130 degrees, so. But it operated perfectly fine. Let's see what our battery level's at. So we still got a 3 for the battery level. You can see that even on the FLIR. So really cool. Digging this flashlight, guys. I think you should try it out because even though it gets a little hot, which it gets hot because it's got so much power here, this is a great, compact, very high power, very durable flashlight, and I highly recommend this because so far it's been working great for me. So thanks for watching, Predators, and as always, keep defying the odds.